What if you could take your Etsy listing images and get them organized inside Canva without downloading and uploading every image manually? That's exactly what I'm demonstrating in this video. I'm using Google Sheets, AppScript, and the Canva Connect API to automate the workflow. At the end of this video, you will have a completely organized Canva folders, each with right name and 10 Etsy product images inside it. If you're an Etsy seller, you may have dozens or hundreds of listing images. And if you also use Canva for Etsy graphics, Pinterest pins, social media content, or client work, those images eventually need to make their way into Canva. Manually downloading, renaming, uploading, and organizing them is repetitive work. So instead of repeating those clicks, I built a workflow around the data.
How did all these hundreds of Etsy product images landed in Canva folder? Check out this video link. In Etsy to Canva Asset Sync Toolkit, I've created an automated Google Sheet workflow to bring all Etsy Shop product images from Etsy Listing CSV to a Canva folder.
The interesting part isn't just uploading the images. The workflow takes Etsy listing data, stages the images in Google Sheets, sends them through AppScript to Canva, and then organizes the resulting assets into a Canva folder. Let me show you what happens behind the scenes. This Google Sheet is the control center. The Etsy data provides the source image information, and the Asset Sync section keeps track of what happens to each image. You'll see information such as the Etsy image URL, the desired asset name, the Canva job ID, the Canva asset ID, and the processing status. So we're not simply sending files into Canva and hoping everything worked. We're keeping a record of the process. AppScript is the automation engine connecting the spreadsheet to Canva. Instead of manually processing every row, the script reads the Etsy data and handles the repetitive. Now let's run the AppScript code. I'm clicking this Run button from the AppScript editor for this video. The script, in other words, the code to organize folders in Canva, is working. This is where the automation takes over the repetitive work. You don't need to watch me read code line by line. The important idea is this. Google Sheets holds the data, AppScript has coding instructions, and it performs the work. Canva receives instructions and organizes the assets. While the script is running, let's switch to my Canva account. Refresh, and here. You can see the script created these two new folders. And now, here's the part that matters. These are the images that were processed by the workflow. They're now inside a specific Canva folder with the name created by the automation, and images moved inside the folder. And because the workflow knows the target Canva folder, the assets can be organized instead of simply being dumped into your Canva account. I'm demonstrating the system in real time. You can see that while the AppScript is running, Canva folders are being created and organized. You need to refresh the Canva to see new folders. Think about what this means for an Etsy seller. You can spend less time moving files around and more time creating listings, designing Pinterest content, creating promotions, or working on your next digital product. And for a VA managing Canva or Etsy work for a client, this kind of workflow can turn a repetitive manual task into a repeatable process. There's another important part of this workflow: tracking. Every asset has a corresponding record in the spreadsheet. That means you can see the original Etsy image URL, the desired name, the Canva identifiers, and the current status. For batch workflows, that visibility is extremely important. The workflow can also check previously processed image URLs so that existing assets aren't unnecessarily uploaded again. Under the hood, this is an API-based workflow. Google AppScript handles the automation logic, while the Canva Connect API handles the Canva-side asset operations. But you don't need to become an API developer to understand the business value. The important thing is that these tools can work together to eliminate repetitive work. One thing to keep in mind when processing large batches is that AppScript has execution limits. So for a larger Etsy shop, you may want to process assets in batches and design the workflow to resume from the last completed record. That's an important part of building reliable automation. The goal isn't just to make automation work once. The goal is to make it repeatable. So here's the complete workflow one more time. Etsy provides the listing data. Google Sheets organizes it. AppScript handles the automation. Canva receives the assets. And the final result is an organized Canva asset library. Instead of manually moving every image, you've created a repeatable workflow.
If you're an Etsy seller, Canva creator, or VA, and you want to learn how to replace repetitive manual tasks with Google Sheets and AppScript automation, subscribe to the channel. I'm building practical automation workflows for online sellers using tools you may already have.
Until next time, keep automating the repetitive so you can spend more time creating what matters.